From the PEP Radio Newsroom, this is the news blast for this hour. LGBTQ Nation is reporting that Pope Leo will bless same-sex unions despite having once decried the homosexual lifestyle. The new Pope will continue to bless same-sex couples, according to the head of the Vatican's doctrine office. Asked by a journalist if Pope Leo XIV would revoke the blessings put in place by the late Pope Francis, Cardinal Victor Manuel Fernandez reportedly replied, "I really don't think so. The declaration will remain." In 2023, Pope Francis approved the blessing of same-sex unions, releasing a declaration through the Vatican's Office of the Doctrine of the Faith that allowed priests to do so for the first time. The declaration did not amend the traditional doctrine of the Church about marriage, Fernandez said at the time, because there is no liturgical rite that could be confused with the marriage sacrament. The Church still maintains that marriage can only be between a man and a woman, and the document explains the form of the blessing should not be fixed ritually by ecclesial authorities to avoid producing confusion with the blessing proper to the sacrament of marriage. Ultimately, a blessing offers people a means to increase their trust in God, Fernandez wrote at the time. The request for a blessing thus expresses and nurtures openness to the transcendence, mercy, and closeness to God in 1,000 concrete circumstances of life, which is no small thing in the world in which we live. While Fernandez indicated Pope Leo would continue these blessings, the new head of the Catholic Church has also made it clear he believes in core Catholic teaching opposing same-sex marriage. In a private meeting with the Vatican Diplomatic Corps earlier this year, he said that governments around the world have the responsibility to build peaceful societies, above all by investing in the family founded upon the stable union between a man and a woman. And it is for this very reason I refuse to go back to a Catholic church. That's just my personal reflection. In a video presentation that surfaced following his election by the conclave, Leo, then Bishop Robert Prevost, bemoaned, quote, the homosexual lifestyle at a gathering of the World Synod of Bishops in 2012. Western mass media is extraordinarily effective in fostering within the general public enormous sympathy for beliefs and practices that are at odds with the gospel, Prevost said, calling out the homosexual lifestyle specifically. He pointed to how alternative families comprised of same-sex partners and their adopted children are so benignly and sympathetically portrayed in television programs and cinema today. We pray that in the 13 years that have passed, 12 of which were under the papacy of Pope Francis, that his heart and mind have developed more progressively on LGBTQ plus issues, said Francis De Bernardo, executive director of New Ways Ministry, a Catholic LGBTQ plus ministry, after his election had been announced. And we will take a wait-and-see attitude to see if that has happened. Asked by the Catholic News Service in 2023 if his views had changed, Prevost acknowledged the Pope's call for a more inclusive church and said Francis made it very clear that he doesn't want people to be excluded simply on the basis of choices that they make, whether it be lifestyle, work, way to dress, or whatever. But he added doctrine had not changed, and people haven't said yet, we're looking for that kind of change, Prevost said, but we are looking to be more welcoming and more open and to say all people are welcome in the church. And I'm going to go on record saying there's a huge difference between being welcoming and affirming. Welcoming simply says, come on in the door and leave your money with us. Affirming means, why don't you stay a while and be part of our community and we'll uplift one another. Huge difference. That's the News Blast this hour. If you're watching our videos on YouTube, be sure to click the subscribe button. Download the Live 365 app to take PEP Radio with you wherever you go. Time now for the Meadville area weather forecast here on PEP Radio.